The little engine that could we're talking about this morning has nothing to do with the children's story about a brave little locomotive. That's because this engine is a search engine, Google by name, an internet website partnered with our own CBSNews.com, among others. To learn more about Google or the concept of a search engine for us uninitiated, you need search no further than our cover story this morning. Reported now by Sunday Morning contributor David Pogue of the New York Times.
When you want to find one web page among the billions on the internet, where do you start? Well, if you're like most people, you start at Google.com. Google can help you find just about anything. Facts, phone numbers, recipes, song lyrics, even the dirt on a prospective date.
And where did you get his picture? I Googled him.
Yes, that's right. Googling has become so commonplace, it's now a verb.
Why'd they break up? Who? Simon and Garfunkel.
You got me. You can Google a school.
Google can search 5 billion web pages in 0.2 of a second, and people do it 200 million times a day in 100 different languages, everything from German to Pig Latin. But you know what's even more interesting? The inside story of Google. Google began here at Stanford University. It was a research paper by a couple of computer science PhD candidates, Larry Page and Sergey Brin.
Myself and my partner Larry were just doing research in managing large amounts of information and what's called data mining, which means finding patterns in them. Eventually we turned to the World Wide Web, which is basically most of human knowledge all together in kind of a very heterogeneous, dispersed form.
The name was supposed to be Google, which is the mathematical term for a 1 followed by 100 zeros.
Well, it was before the Google spell checker existed, I'll say that.
Page and Brin dropped out of Stanford and rented a room from this woman, Susan Wojcicki. Today, she's Google's Director of Product Management.
And I had bought a house, and so we decided we'd rent some of it out to a student. We thought, well, they'll probably just be there during the day, we'll work, and we won't notice. But they were actually there 24 hours a day, all the time. But in the end, it worked out well, and we thought it was a pretty good deal because we got free high-speed internet access at the same time.
A buddy named Craig Silverstein dropped out to help them.
Yeah, and my mom's watching. Yes, I will go back and finish my degree.
He became employee number 1.
Level. So we found a place with some extra space and moved in and worked in the garage like a good Silicon Valley startup should do.
In just a few years, those 3 guys in a garage grew into this, a company of 1,000 employees worldwide, taking in $1 billion a year, headquartered at a Silicon Valley campus called the Googleplex. Talk about a nice place to work. From the look of this place, you'd think it was still 1999 before the tech bubble burst.
You're welcome.
If you can't get a tune out of your head, you can play the grand piano in the atrium. Or let the grand piano in the atrium play itself. Need a lift to the next building? Hop onto one of the company's fleet of Segway scooters. Googlers also get free gourmet breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all prepared by the former chef of the Grateful Dead. They get free medical care. Everywhere you look, there's another free all-you-can-eat snack bar, stocked with healthy snacks and not so healthy snacks. And there's even a massage chair in the lobby. But according to co-founder Sergey Brin, when it comes to pampering its staff, there's a good reason why Google isn't frugal.
It's volleyball courts, masseuses, all these things. These are all actually pretty well thought out. For example, our lunch and dinners that we provide for free, it really saves a lot of time. People don't have to drive off campus, park, go somewhere, wait for a long time for food. You can sit and chat with your colleagues, talk about all kinds of work projects, learn about new things, and head back to the office.
If you think it might be fun to work at Google, you're not alone.
And we get over 1,500 resumes a day of people who are applying to Google.
But if you want to get hired, you'll have to fit in with Google's corporate philosophy, which is,
don't be evil.
Today, employee number 1 Craig Silverstein is Google's Director of Technology.
The focus that Google has on our users, a very slim homepage and so forth, text ads and not banner ads. We do that because we don't want to go to sites with banner ads. We don't like them.
Web search companies make money from selling ads, but at Google, not being evil means keeping the ads separate from your search results.
I don't think there's anything wrong with having advertisements. You should just label them appropriately. Some search engines out there today sort of mix in paid results with the regular results, and they don't label them. So the user doesn't know that that would not have appeared had they not paid for it. And I think that's really wrong.
Now, if you come to the Googleplex in hopes of peeking behind the curtain and seeing the Google computers at work, you're going to be disappointed.
We use commodity PCs, the kind of things that you could go down to your local Radio Shack and buy. We have over 10,000 of these things all hooked up together. And it's certainly not all in one location because that's very vulnerable. So we have it spread out various locations throughout the country, various locations throughout the world.
So if Larry Page and Sergey Brin wrote the software years ago, why does Google need 1,000 workers? Well, to keep one step ahead of competitors like Microsoft and Yahoo, for one thing. They're out for Google's blood.
Anything that you don't develop is a garden left untended, so to speak. So if we were to just all go on vacation, I'm sure there would be plenty of weaknesses. But we don't. We're here working hard to improve it every day.
One way they improve it is by adding new features. For example, into that Google box, you can type in an equation, a FedEx or UPS package number, units of measurement you want converted, a stock symbol, or even an airplane's tail number. Just about everyone at Google has a favorite Google trick.
I'm sorry. This is my favorite trick. When you type something in, you can say, what is the average rainfall in the Amazon basin? And that'll work fine, actually. But